there are a lot of differences, like a traditional leader is a charismatic one, but a lean leader is someone who's always trying to improve himself, right? A traditional leader might have a mentor or a role model, and he would want to follow that person. But a lean leader is somebody who's always going to gemba. So what is this gemba is, right? As Sinhalese, sometimes we may laugh at this word gemba, right? But in Japanese, gemba is go and see, right? Where he is going and see, he always should go to the place where the value addition happens, right? He is a person who's very much down to earth, right? Always work with the people, right? I'll recall one question one of my senseis asked. So set of our leaders, MS leaders, went to Japan, and we were sitting in one of the Toyota's classrooms, right? So one of the senseis came and he asked, how long normally you take to walk from this end to the other end of the factory? How long you take to walk from this end to the other end of the factory? So our leaders were saying, okay, for me, it's depending on the distance of the factory. Some people are saying, if I have no work, it will take about 10 minutes. I'm a fast walker. Likewise, people are saying different answers. But he said, uh, in Toyota, for a lean leader, if he enters into the factory, coming out of the factory is uh, it will take about 2-3 hours sometimes. Why? Because when he goes into the factory, he will be engaging with people. He will go and see the problems, talk with people, walk with people, challenge people. So that's a lean leader, right? So that is what he called Gemba. So a Toyota or a lean leader will do Gemba or go and see 3 times a day. So that's like a rule for them. So they will do like that. And traditional leader is highly result oriented, but a lean leader also result oriented, but at the same time he is very much process oriented. That's where sustainability comes in. He will always want to define the process, develop a process, and make sure that people are following the process. So in the beginning your results might go down because you are focusing on process, but long term your results will be sustainable. That's the important thing, right? So a traditional leader would develop heroes, or hire people from outside and make a difference. But a lean leader would always develop their people. There's a self-development cycle, right? And a traditional leader would hold key individuals accountable, but a lean leader would promote standards, targets, and visual management. So visual management is a very fantastic concept where you can visualize everything in your organization. We are going to talk in detail about visual management in our master class, how you can use visual management, and how you can identify a problem within 3 seconds. That's the target. Any problem in your workplace can be identified within 3 seconds with visual management. So we are going to talk about it on our master class, which we are going to start in next week, and also about Gemba, how to do Gemba, and all those things we are going to discuss, right? And there will be matrix system and rewards and punishment for a traditional leader. But a lean leader will have a coaching cycle, right? Coaching is another beautiful thing which is done by a lean leader, which we're going to talk about how to do coaching as well, right? And they will have a measurable plan, right? So sell a dramatic and measurable plan, right? So planning is something done by traditional leaders, but the execution might not happen according to the plan. But he will sell the plan like dramatically. But a lean leader will have a collaborative process, and that is called Hoshin Kanri. Hoshin Kanri, another Japanese word. And we're going to talk in detail about how to create a Hoshin Kanri for you, your organization, and how can it be effective to you, right? We're going to talk about that also in our master class, right? And also, so there will be high and low performance in a traditional leadership model. But a lean leader, in lean leader model, there will be continuous improvement, problem solving, systematic problem solving. Those things we are going to talk about, how to use PDCA, how to use 5I, how to use 8 steps. So those are fascinating concept, tools and techniques used by a lean leader, right? So that's the difference. So that is a level 5 leader, right? Okay, so or and on the other hand, so this is like a difference between traditional leader and lean leader. Now ask from yourself, who am I? Maybe you can be in this side, maybe you can be in traditional leader type, and it may have given you results. Yes, of course. But if you can become a lean leader, you can create more results. So that's the beauty of it. Okay. So without lean leadership, many organizations now try to adopt this concept, operational excellence concept, Lean Six Sigma. But this research says about 70% of such initiatives are ended up in failures, right? You start with a glamour and everybody want to do something. Best example is 5S, right? Many organizations started 5S, right, with having Akimoto award in the mind, right? So everybody worked on that, getting the award. After getting the award, everybody forgets. You only have the award. There's no 5S in the organization. It's a utter failure, right? So that happens in many lean transformations as well, and we have seen, right, enough. So one reason is not including lean leadership in the process. Lean leadership is the gear, or is the gear wheel that drive these transformation, right? That's the gear wheel. Without lean leadership, these things will not drive, right? And also, you will not harness the creativity of your people, right? So decisions will be made by decisions. Always the ideas will be come from very limited number of people. Let's say you have 100 people in your organization, right? How can you make all the 100 people think creatively and give ideas for the betterment of the organization? So that's the culture. Many organizations we have seen, like almost all the Sri Lankan companies that we first entered were having these problems, right? One of the biggest problem is the silo environments, right? There are like cults, small cults, silos, right? This department doesn't talk with this department. That person doesn't talk with this person. It's not a problem with the people. That is how these organizations have grown for certain time, right? So in such cultures, getting ideas from people is like a dream. They don't even believe that people will give ideas, but you can break that cycle, and our people are the best people for giving ideas. This is not about only giving ideas, it's about all give idea and implement it, right? So a lean leader would know how to harness the creativity of people, right? And also create the continuous improvement mindset within him. Well, so it's like you go to the gym, right? So if you go to gym every day, you should go to gym, right? It should be a routine, it should be a habit, right? Sometimes you might buy a treadmill. You want to improve yourself, or reduce your weight, but after some time the treadmill is somewhere else with all the cobwebs and the dust. You are having same old routines, right? So it should not be the way. Most of our efforts in transformation or lean is like Bruce Lee effect, right? Bruce Lee effect. Have you heard about Bruce Lee effect? So when we watch a movie of Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee, that guy with very with that martial art guy. So when people watch Bruce Lee's movies, so they also feel like, okay, I also can hit, I also can fight. So you have that Bruce Lee effect for about 1 week, where you will start to kick everything that you find, kick the walls and kick everything, trees and everything. But after 1 week, you will forget everything and you will go to the normal routine. So this also like that. All these tools, green belt, black belt, lean, lean, green belt, black belt. Sometimes people go and take the certificates and show the certificates to everybody. But after 1 month of the certificate is there, the person is working as the same old person. So that is something that we want to avoid. How you're going to avoid is through lean leadership, inculcating lean leadership routines. So that is all about our master class, right? So that's so today's objective is to give you a glimpse about what is leadership, because what is lean leadership, because if you don't know who is a lean leader, then you don't understand why you need to become a lean leader, right? But when you know that there's another level that you can go, then you might think how I'm going to do, right? There's a structured mechanism that you can follow to become a lean leader. So our masterclass is all about that, right? So this is a logo of lean leadership, right? So you can see a sailor is here sailing his ship towards a star. You know what is this star, right? This is the North Star. North Star is a star in the northern in north, right? So this North Star, the speciality of North Star is the direction of North Star never changes. It is aligned to the North Pole, right? Therefore, every day the North Star will be in the same place, right? It doesn't change. So the people who sail, or the navy or naval people, they know that the North Star is always there, so they use that as their direction, right? That so they guide using the North Star, right? Because it's always there, right? This is a lean leader also like that. First of all, he will set a vision for the organization, just like the North Star. We call it true north vision. To set this vision, and then the leader will drive the organization. Organization is like his ship. The lean leader is like the sailor. So he will drive the organization towards the true north vision. The important thing is because he has set a procedure, right? Mechanism to drive towards the vision. Even this person not there, the next person come, he knows that this is the vision that I should take my organization towards. So whoever comes, the organization will reach to the ultimate goal of the vision. So that's all about that is what this lean leadership logo says. Okay, right. So most important thing, how we are going to develop lean leadership now. So now you know who is a lean leader, and now you might have an understanding why you should become a lean leader, and you might want to become a lean leader or a great leader or a level 5 leader, right? So this is the secret, right? How you are going to develop, right? It's like you want to become lean now, right? But how you are going to do that, right? This is the secret, right? So it's all about developing new sets of habits, right? So that's the thinking here, right? So this is called Toyota Kata, right? Another very recently found methodology, right? In 2010, 12, I think this came out to the world, right? It's called Toyota Kata, right? It has 4-step approach, right? So this looks very simple, but it has lot of depth. It has lot of depth, right? So for you to understand the depth, you have to, you have to start swimming, right? Otherwise you won't understand the depth of the subject. Okay, so if I briefly tell you, first of all, you have to set a true north vision for your organization. Remember, this is not your personal thing, right? This is for your organization. Set a true north vision for your organization, your process, or your department. That is up to your scale, right? Let's say you have your own factory, you have your own tea factory. Let's say you are doing tea. I have my own tea factory, so I'll set a true north vision. Like what? So let's say my lead time to make tea is 1 month, right? From tea plucking tea to create the dust, it takes 1 month, right? So 1 month is a long time uh, currently, let's say. So my true north vision is one day I should be able to from plucking tea to dust, I should do it within 1 day, right? So that is your vision, right? If you don't know how you are going to do that, but you know that if I do it within 1 day, then I can be very competitive in the market. No competitor can do that. So there will be a lot of benefits. So that is a very, very simple example for your organization. You can have a very relevant or very specific true north for your guys. And in our masterclass, we will exactly teach you how to create a true north for you. There are a lot of things that you have to understand before setting up your true north, right? And then let's say now your target is 1 day, lead time to be 1 day. There can be other elements also. I'm just taking one example. And your current state. Then the second thing is you understand the current state. Where am I today? So it's like now it is 30 days, right? So now you are here. Now you want to go 1 day, right? This is like a dream, no? So a lean leader, what he does is he will not try to become take or make 30 days to 1 day within 1 year. He will have a target for the next year, right? Let's say now we are in 2020 March, 2021 March, I'll make the lead time 25 days. Oh, this is too easy. Let's say 20 days within 1 year, right? So this is like very smart, no? Very tangible, doable, right? So, but he has not done this ever. I don't think even the competition also done something like this. So what he does is within this year, while doing all his day-to-day activities, he will have another goal here, because this was not there previously. Now his vision is here, right? So he will start to conduct. So how do you go somewhere you have not gone before, because you don't know what is in what will be ahead, right? When you reduce 5 days, 10 days from your lead time, what will be the challenges? There will be a lot of challenges. Yes, challenges are there, but a lean leader is someone who is always conducting experiments. Person who's conducting experiments, there'll be laps and heaps and all the bounces will be there, right? So you might fail sometimes, you might go ahead and you might come back, but still his eyes are on the true north vision. So there'll be a lot of experiments done by himself and his teams. He will train his teams to do these experiments, and somehow he will try to come to this target. So next year his current state will be 20 days, but he has a true north vision of 1 day. So eternally he will be trying and trying, improving. So that's where the continuous improvement mindset will come. So a leader, as a leader, one person, you can't do that. You have to make sure the entire team is doing this. So that's the beauty, right? So this is like a very high level approach for you to develop lean habits, right? So we are going to talk about this in our masterclass. So masterclass will be actually 3 days, not 2 days, 3 days. This will go for 4 days as well. If your assignments and there are more assignments, and if there are more people, it will go for 4 days as well, right? So this is what you're going to learn, right? So Anyway, you will learn about the basics of lean management, and then you will learn about lean vision, that true north vision, how to create a true north vision for your organization, and how to set the target conditions. And then we're going to talk about a very fascinating concept called Hoshin country. So you set the vision, you understand the gap, and now how you are going to align your teams for your vision. So that is where the Hoshin country come in. There's a mechanism where you can align all of your teams towards your true north vision. And then there's visual management, where that's also another set of techniques that you can use to highlight any problems when you are going towards doing experiments, right? There are a lot of experiments that will happen across your factory, right? That's where the continuous improvement happens, guys. Those experiments has to be visualized, and everybody should know the results of the experiments, right? And then in day 2, we'll talk about another concept called strategic A3s. This is where you write your experiments, right? In one paper, you write the entire experiments, and you execute some plan also in that one page. So we're going to discuss how to do that. And then this is the most important part, the daily management. We are talking about 8 leadership habits, 8 lean leadership habits that you must follow in order for you to reach to the lean vision. So we are going to talk about 8 leadership habits with examples, and there will be assignments also you have to do in order, because it's all about building new sets of habits. So there'll be assignments, and there'll be a paper also. You can write, check your knowledge, but important thing is how you are going to carry out those habits in future, right? So we